All right, it's 5:30. I'll call the March 17th meeting of the Bedford Redevelopment Commission to order. First item is the minutes of the February 17th meeting. I would entertain a motion if somebody.
I make a motion to approve.
All right,
Second.
have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. New business. Presentation, April 15th, DGLF 2025 TIF Management Annual Report of a Redevelopment Commission with Representative for Baker Tilly. Heidi?
Good afternoon. My name is Heidi Benitez with Baker Tilly Municipal Advisors. As you guys know, there are a few different reporting requirements for the DLGF. I was previously here in July where we fulfilled one of those requirements, and that was a forward-looking presentation. And as you remember, that presentation was really forward-looking, looking at TIF estimates, what the RDC was estimated to bring in. The first requirement for the year looks at the previous year, and we're looking at revenues and spending for 2025. So going into page number 2 of the presentations, we have all of the RDC reporting requirements in front of you from starting April 1st, the fiscal plan, April 15th, the TIF management report, where we're looking at all of the activities of the Redevelopment Commission, and this report must be presented at a council meeting. From there, June 15th, we have the pass-through determination, August 1st, TIF neutralization, December 1st, the spending plan, and then the last being that annual presentation that I mentioned before for Bedford, usually done in July. Going into page number 3, we like to define what TIF is to fully understand what we can do with it. Tax increment financing is a tool which captures new assessed value and property taxes from new development in a designated area. And we really love showing this illustration to show what a TIF area looks like over its lifespan. So anytime a TIF area is established, that base assessed value is set. And as that area ages and properties develop, that incremental assessed value is captured in the form of TIF. So the goal of your TIF area is to build that assessed value, to reinvest back into the area, into the community, and at the end of its lifespan, give that value back to the overlapping taxing units. So if you're looking at this graph, your TIF areas are about halfway into their lifespan, with the oldest expiring in 2036. Going into page 4, we have a few of the purposes and the uses of TIF. The first being able to finance incentives or infrastructure needed to induce private investment, encouraging economic growth, redevelop blighted areas, and we have a note that new businesses in a TIF area still pay property taxes on their private investment. For Bedford in particular, that means personal property through General Motors that we collect. Going into page number 5, the first information we report on for the DLGF are the Redevelopment Commission members. We have them listed here. We noted that none were removed in 2025, and there are no employees for the RDC. On page number 6, we have the allocation areas listed. We have Bedford EDA number 1 set to expire in 2036, and then we have Bedford Eastgate, Northeast Downtown, and General Motors all expiring around 2040. And we have the 4 allocation areas, yes, but they are part of one single economic development area, and that'll become important here on this next page. We have all of the finances listed, the revenues, expenditures for the allocation areas. So since they are part of that one larger consolidated economic development area, those revenues from the 4 allocation areas can be spent in any other allocation areas as long as it's spent within the larger economic development area. So for Bedford EDA number 1 allocation area, it brought in about $2.2 million in revenues. For Bedford Eastgate, about $445,000 in revenues. Bedford Northeast Downtown, about $2.5 million, and General Motors, 0. So for the expenditures, we only have one number listed here, and that really is for the entire Consolidated Economic Development Area, and that is about $1.7 million. From there, that second section, we do have to categorize all of the expenditures. So we have about $960,000 in the capital outlays category, and then about $813,000 in the professional services category, and that includes the Bedford fire, utility, and infrastructure projects that the city has done in 2025. We noted no grants or loans and no TIF distributed to other units as well. Going into page number 8, we have all of the fund balances listed for the Redevelopment Commission. We have about $8.8 million in the larger Bedford EDA General Fund, about $9 million in the Capital Fund, and $800,000 in that General Bedford RDC Fund. For debt payments in 2025, we'll actually see 0. This is new. Last year, in 2024, the 2017 bonds were paid off, so we're not showing any future debt payments anymore for the Redevelopment Commission. On page number 9, we have 0 housing TIF in Bedford, but it's something we have to report on for the DLGF, so we just noted that here. We also noted that revenues also include interest as well as abatement fees. And the 2025 capital outlays expenditures included Bedford fire, utility, and infrastructure projects, as I noted before. And with that, if anyone has any questions, I'd be happy to answer.
Does anyone have any questions? I don't think
All
so.
right, thank you.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it. All right. Item number 2 is request approval to proceed with TIF for Wawa's and Limestone Edge.
Okay. Thank you. Heidi, we may want you to come back to the podium if you don't care. They may have some questions on this. So what I'm asking for is approval to proceed. I've been in contact with Baker Tilly, and on the TIF, as just discussed, these run out at a certain time. So there is an option that we can look at from the standpoint of Wawa's and Limestone Edge, which are 2 things that are being developed in the city at this time that are fairly expensive from that standpoint, reference to a dollar amount. So in talking with Baker Tilly, we are looking at an option that we can do. And if I misspeak, Heidi, please correct me on this. It's new to me. Both of these locations are in existing TIF areas, but we have the ability to take these locations and, for lack of a better term, carve them out of the TIF district that they're in and create a new TIF for that building or business that's going to be built in that area. So we would be able to capture TIF on that property, and it would extend the lifetime that we would receive the TIF money past what the expiration date would be for the TIF area that's already in place. So basically what we would be doing would be trying to secure a little bit more money in TIF that would expand past the expiration date for the area that's already been TIF'd at this time. Now, in conversations with them, they will have to check on this and do some work, but I wanted to get approval from the board to go ahead and proceed with it. The Limestone Edge, I've sent them some information on that, and they will have to evaluate some of that and then get back with me if that will actually be a regular TIF like we've done in the past, or if there's a possibility it may have to qualify as a housing TIF, to my understanding. So that's something that they're still working through. I just wanted to see about getting board approval to proceed with this. There will be some expense, of course, doing this, determining which way we have to go with this, but I think it's something that we need to be proactive in looking at this, reference to being able to secure a little bit more money in TIF for an expanded period of time. And if you can elaborate on that any further with information, Heidi, that I missed.
Yep. So you are correct. Those parcels will be carved out and taken out of their allocation area to create a new allocation area. And that will restart a 25-year life on the area, so we're able to collect TIF for a longer amount of time. The net assessed value will just be the base assessed value will be reset to the NAV that it is currently, but it will allow Bedford to collect for a longer amount of time. In terms of the housing, we're still looking into it. It might still categorized under the 2% circuit breaker, so we might not need to do the housing area, but yes, we're still looking into it. And we estimate probably around April we'll have some estimates on what TIF will look like.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
Which TIF district are they currently in?
Wall Walls, I believe, is in TIF 1, and Limestone Edge, I believe, is in TIF 2.
Will we essentially create 2 new areas there, one for each one of them? Yes. Okay. Okay.
So if anyone has any questions or anything?
Does anybody have any questions?
No.
So do you need approval to continue
Yes,
on with that?
I would like approval to continue on that because there will be some fees that will need to be paid, and of course we will refer back to TIF to see about paying for those. But I want to make the board aware of what we're doing and get approval to start this process, and then we'll see how it evolves and see where we go from there.
So if the board would like to proceed with that, I'd entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Have a first and a second. Any other questions or comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Item number 3, requests approval and acceptance of change order number 7, T&G Construction, City Council Desk 7,439.31 for the new council chambers. Brandy.
So you have in your packets the layout and the design for the new council desk that we've been working on for the last couple months to try to get in line with the look that we have desire to have and that would look good for the council room and the way that the setup that we have currently. The drawings that you have now, I'm going to give you these. I lightened them up so you can see the colors a little better. And in your packet, the rules are. So you can take it over and share. That right there is the finished product of what we have worked to come to get to what we are looking to put into the room. We've had to take out some things and add some stuff to it, but the main thing that started this in the very beginning was when this was bid out, the layout was mainly just a setup of how it should look, but it was made of, a lot of the stuff was made of plywood. So when we sat down with the contractor, with the architects, and with the cabinetry individual who's going to put the cabinets in, when we got down to and looking into all that, the way that this was going to be set up, it just wasn't going to look good. It just wasn't going to turn out the way that we had anticipated that it would look for the council desk area in the very beginning. So once we were able to sit down, go over the stuff, come up with a new plan, which what you have there, you can thumb through and you can see the full layout, the actual, what the colors are going to look like. The backgrounds are going to be dark, the brick wall that's there. When we incorporated all that into there, we feel that this was going to work out the way that we needed it. So obviously we ended up with a change in price because it was based upon the price that was bid, which all individuals who bid on this at the same time bid off of what was on the drawings that was presented to them to bid. But when we sat down and went through all of it, like I just said earlier, when you talk to everybody and you're really into this, the design just wasn't going to work out. It just wasn't going to be what we looked at, and we would have ended up with a product that we would have not been satisfied with. So the changes that you see here in the price is a product that we are going to be happy with, that when you walk in there, you're going to say, wow, this looks good, and not something that's like, well, hey, what'd you guys do? So that's why I'm asking for the change in this, so that we can proceed with this, to get the product that we need, and the product that's going to last us for a long time and also look good, and be usable for years to come. So the total cost, and you have a sheet there where we did a breakdown. You can see there's highlighted areas in red, and then the areas that are in the black. The areas in the red was what was bid on the original bid from the contractor. So that was just based upon what, with the plywood, the ends, the crude weight, the crude wood that was going to go in there and be put together. So that price is what you see in the red. Then underneath it, where it shows, it says laminated tops, that's the whole finished product cost. And then it breaks it down from there of what we needed to be able to finish out the product. If you see under T&G construction, the sheets of drywall and stuff like that, I added that in there because behind the where you would sit, the backboard behind there, like where you're down in, that hides all the wiring and everything behind the desk area, that was just listed as just 3/4 inch plywood, plain like OSB and painted. So I took that out. Like, that is not going to look good at all. So we put drywall there that would be finished and painted, so it would all be nice and smooth and blend in with the rest of the building. So that's what that difference in price and stuff is that you see right there. And then if you move on down, you'll see where the total that he had bid out was applied to the total cost of the new design, and then it leaves us with the $7,439.31 to be able to fully fund this and get the finished product that we need. So if the board pleases, I've asked that if they would approve this new design for the new meeting council desk area.
Thank you. Does anybody have any questions? If not, I would entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to accept the changes
Okay.
Brandon stated.
I second.
I have a motion and a second. Any other questions or comments? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay.
Thank you.
Anything for discussion?
Just a little bit of information. We've talked about the street department garage. Those plans have been sent off to the state to see about getting approved, so we're still in that process. And then once those plans are approved, then we'll be getting cost and so forth as far as trying to proceed with that program. Building, also the fire department that we've discussed on the north side of town, that process has started on the appraisal of the property and so forth, which we've discussed prior to this. So as soon as that appraisal is done and some of the other information that we need to have done on that and obtained, once we get that done, then we will be back to RDC hopefully to see about trying to purchase that piece of property, and then we will continue from there. So that's just a couple of the updates on things that RDC's dealing with right now.
Okay, thank you. Anything else? If not, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion.
I'll second.
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. We're adjourned. Thank you very much.